What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Riva. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH _JORDON, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into the video.
Past thing that I've had, I was not talking to anyone else because I genuinely wanted to pursue something with somebody. Yeah. But then finding out that they did not want a relationship with me, that was very hurtful. But then I continued to talk to them. And in my mind, I was like, well, if I just keep talking to them and I just keep going to see them and I keep, maybe they'll end up being like, oh, yeah. And I was just doing that to as a woman, you do that to yourself. So, but to answer your question, if I was to be talking to other people, no, I think that's the same manipulative if they wanted to pursue me.
So, did you have a question, Bae?
Oh, I was just...
That's a good... I like how she said that so honestly, because a lot of women do that. A lot of women know that their relationship is not going anywhere. He told you he didn't want to be in a relationship. He told you he doesn't want to commit. He told you he likes to keep his options open. And somehow in your mind, you think that you can change, assist, or, motivate that person to want to be with you. And to be honest, if you're looking for a committed relationship and you want to be married, you want to be somebody's wife, or, you want to be in a long-term relationship and that person is telling you that they don't want that, there's no reason to pursue that any longer. You're just wasting your time because nothing that you can do will make them change or assist. You need to go ahead and get on the same page with somebody who wants the same thing that you're looking for. That way it's not a waste of time. You guys are both working together towards something. You know what I'm saying? If that person really wants you or wants to figure it out, let them figure that out. Okay? But don't waste your energy time trying to prove yourself to somebody when there's men who are more than capable and willing to give you what it is that you desire because they desire the same thing. It's a waste of time.
No. No, it's out.
To the atmosphere. No, so I think that's a very interesting conversation that Natasha brought up because I think there's like a variety of layers to that. The first layer is, so it's only manipulative. I want to be 100% clear. It's only manipulative when he's like really intentionally pursuing you and he has not made you aware that he's also talking to other people.
Yes.
Okay. Is it manipulative because he's telling you that you're the only one, or is it manipulative because you're not aware of the others?
Both.
Both of them count.
Yeah, because wouldn't you say that's withholding information is not like necessarily equivalent to lying?
Yeah.
But it's teetering.
So here's where I like where you're going, but here's where I disagree a bit. When I meet a woman who's into me, I automatically assume she's talking to other guys.
At what point, though?
All throughout it. Until...
Whoa.
Can I finish?
Okay. Yep.
We're both like, yeah.
Until I say I want her to be my girlfriend and exclusive, in my brain, you're talking to other people and you're free to do so until I have that conversation. And usually what I know is that for women who are really into me, they will naturally put the other guys down. So that's how I am. That's just how I roll. So I assume you're talking to somebody else, and I know by around a certain period of time, if you're more than likely going to have other people that you're talking to stop talking to them because I'm so much better. but then eventually I'm going to have that conversation. And if I don't have that conversation, I don't expect you not to have other people. That's how I get down.
You go.
And I think that a lot of women need to have that mindset when going into, relationships or in the dating realm. Because if certain things are not established, you can't expect that person. Because a woman can be dating a guy and say, oh my gosh, he's cheating on you. He's cheating on me. Or I can't believe he's talking to other girls. And it's like, he's been talking to other girls. No, he's not cheating on you. Like, you guys have never made it official. You guys haven't decided that you're going to be exclusive. He doesn't even know what you're doing. So I think that is a healthy mindset to go in. Because even if that person is talking to other people you're dating, or they're dating or whatever the case is, dating is much different than courting. if they're dating you and they might be dating other people, you want them to naturally transition. You don't want it to be a forceful thing. Like, you want it to be a chosen thing. Like, oh, I'm chosen and you decided that you wanted to pursue something further with me. If you're just getting to know somebody, you can't assume that they are all gung-ho about only you and you just met them. Like, who was texting them before you were texting them?
Okay, so the thing to me is, you said until you make it exclusive, correct? Yes. But prior to that, nowadays, usually you're sleeping with that person before then, correct?
Me? Or people in general? Yeah, people in general, yes. Yes, 100%. Okay.
So in that instance, that would be like emotional play. Because this person, let's say, because I feel like most women, I'm not going to speak for all women, but most women at that point, if they're having sex with you and they're talking to you, they're going to assume you're only talking to them. Because that's an emotional thing. You don't just... I mean, again, for some women, not all women. So I would say that it's important to disclose that information prior to getting intimate with someone. Hence, intimate. Like, it's an intimate thing.
Do you feel as though women should ask before getting intimate, or do you think the responsibility is the individual to ask or the other party to tell?
I think it's the responsibility of the individual to ask. Because you're the one who is allowing this person access to your body. Okay? You're the one who is allowing this intimacy to occur. So, by right, if you want to know what's going on, you should inquire about what's going on. You can't assume that the other person is just going to be all free to tell you all this information. No. Like, you being a responsible person for your own body and your space, because you're the one that's choosing to sleep with this person, you're the one that needs to inquire.
Primarily, but obviously, you in a perfect world would be both. But primarily, do you think it's as a person dating somebody, you should ask or the other person should tell?
Okay, I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Oh, go ahead.
So the woman or one of them has herpes.
Okay.
Ask or tell?
I'm asking.
And she should tell. Bump that.
And she should tell.
Are you kidding me? Nah, she should tell. I'm not asking if you have herpes on the first date. That's just crazy, bro. That's some information you need to disclose as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But that is a disclosure, but also that is a disclosure that person should have. Okay? That is definitely a disclosure that somebody should have prior to anything being engaged, between the two. However, a responsible person is not going to wait for that person to tell. They are going to ask, inquire, because they're responsible, because they care about that. They're not just going to leave it up to like, oh, well, I can't believe you didn't tell me. And the person's like, well, you didn't ask. And then it's too late. No, they're going to inquire first.
Now, that and kids. We ain't going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to do it.
So my question, Chris, is that in regards to you, do you tell the women you're talking to other girls, or do you feel like it's assumed until she asks you?
Well, I assume until she asks. And when she asks, I tell. But I'm on your side. I assume that she's also talking to women. I mean, other guys. I'm assuming that she's talking to other guys at the same time. So I'm playing, my cards correctly too. And then, like you said, when you talk to somebody, the amount of time and attention and communication, you can feel like, okay, this person is definitely either busy or this person not feeling me or this person's really coming at me with the attention and time. Like, you can tell when that exclusivity is towards that level.
I have an idea, Chris. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. You were talking. You inspired me.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I think happens. Mm-hmm. The difference between men and women at times. Initially, sex can be one of two things, in my opinion. It can be glue, it can be jam, and also can be both, right? So I think of glue like it's a bonding agent between two people, right? It brings two people close together. Sex, intimacy, it does that. But then also it's jam. And to me, like a piece of bread, jam it's good. It's a sweetener. It's pleasurable. It's delicious, right? So it's something where it's pleasurable to some and it's intimate for others. Mm-hmm. And so I think what happens is for a lot of women who are serious about a guy, the more they spend time with them and the more sex they have, even if it starts just as jam and just pleasure, it's gonna grow into intimacy.
Yeah.
And that intimacy is gonna draw you closer to that guy, to which now naturally you feel like you're in a relationship with him.
Especially if y'all doing relationship things and relationship attention and relationship communication.
Yeah.
It's always the woman first. So what are we?
Oh, God.
But then I think for some guys, the sex might work differently, where it's always just jam. It's just, oh, this is pleasurable. This feels good. We're enjoying ourselves. I didn't promise you this. And that's where I think I'm always into what message are you communicating with your body? Because I think sometimes when a person's having sex, they're communicating a message. Listen, I say inappropriate things. So if I ever get too inappropriate, let me know. And I will not say inappropriate things moving forward. But I remember when I was younger, I had sex with this girl, and I hated the way she looked at me. And somebody made a point where inappropriate story. Sorry, I'm gonna say it's appropriate. I hated the way she looked at me because I could tell from her eyes she was saying "love me."
Right.
I could tell from her eyes she was saying "love me."
Oh my God, I found him.
Yeah,
and women give that look. Oh, they give that look.
And in my mind, I was like, no.
You got 19 minutes.
And in my brain, I was like, I felt bad. Because I just met her. And I was like, that's not how I felt. So I had a bad feeling. And I stopped. That was the last time I slept with that woman. But I realized that sex to her was communicating a different message. All right, guys, we're gonna.
And I like how he said that more than likely it is. Like more than likely it's always communicating a different message. More than likely they're always, as much as women want to and say that they would like to, behave like men, we are just genuinely wired so differently. Like we're the person that is being entered. Okay, somebody is literally entering our body. So in that aspect, how can we assume that we are going to feel, react, or respond to that act the same way that a man does when he is the one that's doing the entering? It's very, very different. Like a man can just get up and it means absolutely nothing to him. Right? But when a woman is emotionally invested and connected to and is sleeping with a man, she might act like a man the first time, the second time, but after a couple of times, she's going to start questioning certain things. His behavior. What are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you doing that? Why are you acting like that? Why you didn't text me back? Why you didn't call me? Why you didn't show up? Why you didn't take me on a date? Just naturally. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But trying to play the game as men is what gets a lot of women in some faulty situations. I have it on mute for a second because I don't want to zoom past. Okay, here we go. All right.
Pills right now, it's hard to swallow for many women, is that in the beginning stage of talking to a man and then having sex with a man in the beginning stage, and I feel like this can relate to your story, sex does not mean as much to a man as it does a woman. And right. I think that's when we get so attached because they're like, oh, if they're having sex with me, then they like me. Yeah. But as a man, you guys just don't think that way. Yeah. So in our minds, it's like, well, how could you do this? How could you just have sex with me and talk to me? But at the end of the day, you're not promising anything. Yeah. So I think that's really, really hard because as a woman, whenever I'm talking to somebody, in my mind, I'm like, I'm pursuing this person. This is it. But then next thing I know, they can be like, well, I was talking to other people while I was talking to you. And I was having sex with other people, but it wasn't nothing. But, I pursued you. But as a woman, that just hurt.
No, that makes perfect sense. And I think that's the part where I feel as though communication is so important. So important. So important. You will know where this person stands with you. You will know this person's ideals, thoughts, opinions, feelings. You will know their intentions. If you have certain conversations. And a lot of people just skip past that and get in the bed. They skip past conversations and just get in the bed. To me, I've noticed a lot of women don't ask questions, but they will be quick to sleep with you. And not just the idea of I'm trying to sleep with them. Shoot, you're a good looking guy, Chris. You know what I mean?
I do best.
So women will still want him. Right. And so to me, what happens is the sex for them is like a song. I'm singing a song to you and the song is filled with lyrics. You're assuming the lyrics to the song. You're assuming, I love you, all I want is you, I want to be with you, you're my one and only. I never communicated any of those words. Right. But you felt that through the act of intimacy that you initiated. And then...
It's just a lot, man. It's a lot as I'm thinking, because it really depends on the guy, too. Because in my younger age, I didn't know I was leading women on and saying all the nice things like, well, we'll look good together. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like being around you, and me thinking, and also talking to other girls at the same time, but that's just me being in college. It took a girl to sit me down like, hey, this is how you led me on. I'm like, oh. So in some situations, I can see how the man may not know. Obviously doesn't excuse the behavior. But like back to your earlier question where you was like, is it a responsibility on the guy to say something or the woman to ask? In my opinion, if you know that it's like a area of confusion, to me, like the guy should lead in that conversation. But also the woman, if they have that curiosity, they need to ask as well. Because it's better to ask rather than to assume, and then you get left in the dust and now you...
Always ask. Always communicate. Always have conversations and dialogue. Like, especially if you're a woman that has standards, you know what I'm saying? And you hold yourself well, you know what I'm saying? You should be communicating everything from the jump. Like, you should not be confused about, blindsided by, like, any kind of information. You should already know off rip, like, what this person is, what their mind's saying, what their mentality is, how they think about the future, all of that.
Out of every man in the world.
So, babe, my question to you is, when you're dating a guy, do you assume that he's talking to other people, or are you asking to figure it out?
Neither. Neither. I feel like, I mean, I'm a very upfront person, and I feel like in every instance that I've been with dudes, I mean, in my adult life, it's just very open communication. I expect from them what I give to them. I'm very straightforward. Just be straight up with me, be blunt, and I'll ask. If I'm curious,
what question are you asking? Like, how many girls are you talking to?
I honestly, that has not happened to me. I have never, like, in my adult life, dated a guy who has not just been all me from 1 week, because I make it very clear from the get-go. I'm not, like, interested in talking to different people. Also, here's the thing, I was never dating. Like, I never started dating around. I just ended up, like, finding my one. Like, and that's it, because I was never interested in finding a date. I was focused on me. And I feel like when you work on yourself, you become better and you attract what you're looking for. Okay.
So I like the way that she worded, she's not in that whole dating realm, right? Like, she was never down with the dating. She's kind of more into courting, where, like, okay, like, I'm going to tell you, we're going to communicate. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. You tell me what you're looking for. And if it aligns, then we're going to go ahead and move forward, which is, great, But a lot of women who are in this dating realm, you need to know how to maneuver, okay? If you're dating and you're trying to find it out, find out the right guy and all this kind of stuff, you're going to need to communicate, ask some questions, find out where their mind frame is, find out what they feel about these things, have deep conversations. And I love that Hafiz said that, like, people are so quick to get in the bed. They jump in the bed and then they find out, and then they ask the questions about, like, oh, do you have any, like, situations going on with the doctor that I need to know about? Or, oh, are you on birth control? Or, oh, like, people just jump in the bed first and then try to figure it out after. And prevention is always going to be much better than cure. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I generally enjoyed this conversation that they had. I think it was a really good dialogue. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's @RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.